I'm very excited for um, this time. This is my first live on YouTube. Got the milestones for me to be able to do lives here. So I'm very excited about that. And I don't know who is going to watch that, but today is my birthday, and I decided to do my first live and on my birthday because I think it's a milestone. Yeah, I think it's a new phase, a new opportunity, a new cycle that I'm starting today. And I am not afraid to say my age. So I'm 48 years old, and I want to share with you a little bit of that. So I'm celebrating the whole weekend my birthday. I decided to do that because I think we come to a certain age that we need to start to celebrate life, and every day celebrate life, and doesn't matter when or where or with whom, or even if you are by yourself. Let's celebrate life. Life is a gift, and we have the opportunity to live this gift every day. We receive the gift of life every day whenever we wake up and we open our eyes and we are breathing still. So that's my heart this weekend, heart of gratitude of my life, earth. And my whole process thinking about that during the weekend was gratitude, because God allowed me to, not only he thought about me and he formed in my mother's womb, but he said yes to me today, to come to this earth with a destiny and a purpose. And I'm here to fulfill my destiny and my purpose. And I remember when I was a little kid, I was around 8 years old, when the first time God gave a word about me and about my call to go to all nations. I remember it was my oldest brother, and he prayed for me and with my mom in my mom's room. And he said to my mom, don't wait for Kelly to be at home, because I see her with her two luggage and an airplane in front of her. So my mom, since I am 8 years old, she knew that I was not going to live close to her. She knew that I was going to go to nations because of the airplane in front of her, in front of me in the vision. And since then, I was developing my relationship with God and developing that with my aunt that used to live with us, and she was in my home until I was 15. And she was always like teaching us and the relationship with God and the love for missions, and pray for missionaries. So I grew up with this example from my aunt of loving God and missions. So with that, I with 17 years old, I chose my profession to help my father that had a construction company. So I saw him always struggling with hiring architects or engineers. So my sister did engineer, and my other sister was accountant. So I was like, okay, now I need to do architecture because I can help my father with the construction company. But I remember my father didn't want me to be an architect. He used to say, "Oh, you are going to be architect. You are going to suffer to get job, because architects are not successful." And then I was like, "But I want to help you. Yeah, I don't want to get a job. I want to help you. I want to help you in the company." And I remember him saying, "No, you are going to be a doctor. You are going to take care of me on my old age years." And I was like, "No, I want to be architect." So I remember he accepted Jesus like 92, I think, was he stopped to smoke and he accepted Jesus. And I remember going to a tea time at church that he was like in love with Jesus, that first love. He want to be in the church all the time. And this prophet came for that celebration time, and she called me like I was at the end of the church, like the preparing all this stuff. So I was serving, and she called me up front, and she said to me, um, um, you chose a profession, and you were afraid of choosing it. So, but you chose this profession, and God is telling you that He's going to send you to nations through this profession. So, is that your father? I was like, yes, my father. Was afraid. I was 17 years old. I was so afraid of my father. My father was that kind of guy who doesn't discipline you, but just the look makes you to be afraid of disobey him. And so she said that, is he your father? Yeah, you need to accept her profession, because she didn't choose the profession. God chose the profession to her, because she goes through two nations through the profession. And I was like scared. I was like ready to try one more year of doctor degree and medical school. And I was like, okay. So my father came back home like all quiet. When I arrived home, he was like, okay, you can go to architectural college and do your degree in architectural. And 2 years later, guys, my father passed. So with him, the company closed. My sister didn't want to take care of the company. She was afraid of, and all the things that came with his sickness. He had cancer, and a partner was using the company and stealing from my father. So we went through a whole process of healing with that. And so I needed to find a job as architect. I needed to study and find a job, and to come to the point that I needed to work to pay my college, because my father was not there anymore. But God provided so many things, and this is the thing I want to tell you. That's why I'm telling you my story. Remember, I was 17 years old when God used a prophet to say, you go to nations through your profession. Guys, after this, I worked as architect. I got married. I went to another state to be a missionary with in another state. I worked in a church, Calvary Chapel Church in Recife, as admin. So I was doing the administration of the church, and I love it to do that. Um, and and take care of people, and discipling people. And then after that, I went back to, I got pregnant, so we moved to the south of Brazil, and I needed to find a job as architect, and I worked as architect, and we built our company. So it was a trajectory, so long trajectory. And I remember my first year of marriage, I was praying in my room and praying for our marriage and for our new family. And God showed me that two passports with a visa for the United States. And I remember I told to my husband, I was like, hey, we are going to United States. God showed me these passports. And it was so amazing that this was 2004. In 2016, I was already divorced, and two passports arrived to my home with the visa, and God reminded me of that vision. So two passports is still mine and my son's, and a visa approved to come to the US. And I remember the first time we were at the airport waiting to come here to the US. God showed me, I was in front of the mirror, the window, and I saw that huge airplane, American Airlines, with the two strips of red and blue, and God, and the silver airplane. And God showed me that, and he was like, remember the vision. Remember, several times I used people to tell you that you are going to nations through your profession, and the airplane in front of you. And I was like, God is happening. So this was 2017. It was the first time I saw, and God was confirming the word. 2018, he gave me, I came back here and he gave me a word. He said, it's time to move. So I prepared everything, 3 months in Brazil, preparing everything, selling everything to move to the US. And we arrived here in January 2019 was the day we arrived in the US. And when I put my foot here, the first time, like to leave here, God told me, I brought you to this land, the land of opportunities to make you millionaire for the kingdom through your profession. Guys, I was 41 years old when this happened, when I moved to the US, 41 years old. And when God gave me the word the first time, 8 years old, and the second time, go to nations through my professions, 17 years old. With 41, the promise was fulfilled. And 2 months later, being in this country, I got my first client that was a project to do a supermarket, a Mexican supermarket here in Apopka, Florida. And my second client was a business coaching client, though. So with my two professions, I could work 2 months in this land. And why I'm telling you all of that? Because sometimes, I know it was a long story, 11 minutes, I'm sorry about that. I will try to short next time. But why I'm telling you about that? Today is my birthday and I decided to put pearls. So, my husband, when he gave me these pearls, he gave me with a certificate. That's a genuine pearls. I don't know if it's real or not, but I believe it is. But what I want to say to you is the pearls are very rare and it's built on pressure. So we have the shell and the pearl is inside the shell. With the pressure, the sand goes to inside the shell, and with the pressure of the shell, it turns into the pearl. And each shell has one pearl inside. It's not like many pearls because it's through pain, through pressure, through several things that happens to that shell, to that on the sea that creates that real thing that came through pain and pressure. So sometimes you think it is too much, Kelly, is too much going on. I don't know what to do, especially if you're a business owner, if you're an entrepreneur, you have something in your heart, you know God called you with a purpose, but then you think it's too much. I can't handle it. I don't know if I can do it. The Bible says that God gives you the amount of pressure and that you can support. He's not going to give you more than that. If he's giving you this level, you can handle it, and you need to understand that. And you need to understand, and from that is going to produce something that's unique, and you have shine, and you have the strength to support that. And that's what I want to encourage you today. And that's why I put my pearls today on my birthday, to remind myself that 48 years in this earth and all the pressure and everything that I went through in 48 years, through a divorce, through a huge debt, through situations with my son in as a teenager years, and then a new marriage, and then all the adapting to a new culture and a new language and a new company and a new everything. And it's so overwhelming while taking my visa, while getting approved to be in this country legally. Um, so was everything at the same time and so much pressure that, guys, I want to give up so many times. And I'm going to be vulnerable here. I still want to give up sometimes. I still want to, like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to find a job. I'm going to do something. I'm going to get a salary. I want a stability. But stability is a utopia. There is no stability. So the only thing that's stable and we can trust is God and his plans for you. So that's my encouragement for you today, guys. So even though that you are pressured, but God is creating something great. And you don't need a certificate from anybody else. You already have the certificate from the creator of everything, the one who creates you, the one who created you to do great things for him and for his glory. And he has the certificate. So if you decide to move forward, if you decide to obey, if you decide to fulfill the purpose, God is going to bless you. God is not going to be easy. You are going to have the pressure. You are going to have the opposition. You are going to have the haters. Now on social media, we have the haters. And remember Nehemiah. Nehemiah went through that. He was serving the king, but then he decided to be the one who was going to rebuild the walls of Jerusalem. And the king gave him the letters. So the earth gave him the letters for him to cross everything and take the trees and take everything to help to build the walls. But even though there was opposition, Tobias and the other guy, I don't remember his name, but all of them opposing Nehemiah, to the point that Nehemiah said to the people, hey, let's build with one hand and let's hold the weapons with another hand, because the opposition is too big. But God gave him an assignment, knowing that who he could handle the opposition and the work that he need to do. And that's what I want to encourage you guys today. um the world can give you all the certificates you want, all the certificates. And if you see mine, I have a bunch of certifications, licenses, and everything. Now I'm taking my training to be a business broker. And the list is like, oh, list all the certifications and licenses you have is a lot. If I put on a wall, all my certifications will be the whole wall. But this doesn't tell who I am. This tells what I know and I knowledge I learned. But if I didn't put into action, actually, I will just forget. And doesn't matter if I have a paper saying that I have that certification, if I didn't put into action to become wisdom. So that's what I want to encourage you guys today. You are unique. And I don't know how old are you today. I am 48, and I'm thankful for the 48 years in this earth. And I'm thankful for everything that I went through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, because formed who I am today, formed the pearl that I am today, formed the woman that I am today. This morning, a friend of mine, she sent me pictures of like 3, 4 years ago, my long hair, curly hair, and she was like, continue impacting the world, a woman of impact. And I was like, God, am I this woman of impact I want to be? My prayer this morning was, God, 48 years old, do I still have time? Can I still fulfill the promises and the purpose? Do I still have time to go to all nations and talk to all people in the world? Like to share the gospel? I still want to go. Because even that this body is 48 years old, my mind is not 48 years old. My spirit is not 48 years old. I still believe I can go to all nations and talk to all creatures and spread the gospel. And that's what I'm doing here today in this live stream on YouTube, my first live stream on YouTube on my birthday, to share with you that you still can fulfill the purpose that God put in your hands. The call He gave you, He's calling you to go to all nations. He's calling you to fulfill the purpose that you have. And I want to encourage you to that. You know, it doesn't matter, the pressure is creating something really good and unique. And it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to take all this pressure and shine. And if you see the diamond, it's the same. It's created under pressure. And it's the most rare and one of the most expensive stones in the world. So rare, but was created under pressure. And is so beautiful and shines like incredible. So, guys, um, I'm Kelly Fisher. Uh, More than a business advisor, I am a daughter of God. I am daughter of the King. I am royalty. And I'm here to say to you, you are an incredible creature created by God with a call, with a purpose, with a destiny. And if you don't know Him yet, He's calling you to be a part of His great plan and to accept the Lord as your Jesus as your Lord and Savior. And if you already are the daughter or son of God, remember that you are royalty, that you are son and daughter of the King, that you are brother of the King of Kings, and He's calling you to reign with Him, to move in this earth with the authority He's giving to you, to go and do and fulfill your call and your purpose. And today, the way I fulfill my call and my purpose is through my company as a pastor of the marketplace, as a business advisor, helping business owners to grow and scale their business with a business structure, corporate structure, but building this strategy for a long term thing, for a long term path of success and succession. And because God gave me an order, an assignment in 2023, He said to me, it's time to accelerate on the journey because I want to make business owners prosperous, for them to invest in the kingdom, for the king to come. And through this word, He gave me the Accelerate mentorship. And it's a mentorship that He gave me the framework, the Accelerate framework, where I help you to find the, using the architectural framework, the foundation of your business, then the walls of your business and the roof of your business. So preparing since the foundation, your why, the values you have, and then the internal structure as a corporate structure, and then serving others, how to serve others, and then prepare the next generation, how to impact the world and how to impact the community and the people, your clients, through that. Because I believe God wants to use you and your business to expand His kingdom in this earth and prepare the path, prepare the way for the King to come. So be encouraged for this word today. It was no preparation. It was totally from my heart. A word of celebration of the life we have and the opportunities we have in this earth. So let's be good stewards of the life God is giving to us. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you like it and enjoy. Comment here what you think about this word. And if you want to talk with me, you can schedule a call with me on www.royalfisher.org/book a call. You can go to my website, Royal Fisher. Let me turn here. Royal Fisher with SC, royalfisher.org. And then you can schedule a call with me. Okay? But we'll be happy to talk with you and learn more about you, your life, your call, and your purpose. God bless you all. Bye bye.